Hi everyone, welcome to Mando Van Adventures product unboxing. If you guys remember, a few weeks ago we went to the Overland Expo and we bought a couple of things, one of them being this Tembo Tusk. Now, Kirsten and I have seen a bunch of videos where folks utilize a large flat disc to cook on, and it's one of these type devices. The top one that I know of is the Tembo Tusk. Well, while we were there, that was one of the things that we were focused on getting. Both Kirsten and I love to cook. We have another cooking show called Burning Cereal. I'm sure you've seen that, where we do a lot of cooking. And this is another one of those devices in our arsenal. We have charcoal grills, we have gas grills, we have propane grills, we have all kinds of grills, and this is one that we wanted to add to our arsenal because we may be able to get rid of all of those. So we went and we purchased it, and we got what they call the Ultimate Package. It was close to $600. Is it worth $600? I don't know. I haven't even opened the package yet. We've had it for a few weeks. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna open this and see what's inside of it. Because to be honest with you, I don't remember what we purchased. So this is it. It comes in a very sturdy vinyl-ish bag, nylon straps. They're sewn a couple of times. It looks strong. This thing is heavy. It's not light. And when I open it, you'll see why. Another cool thing is, these are the legs. They come in their own little package, but they actually hook onto the back. So when you carry it, you're not having to carry a second item also. So first things first is, let's take a look at these legs. When you put this away, which we will do later on, you put the legs in this package, you hang it over this strap right here and Velcro it. It's not going anywhere. So let's open this up, slide this out, and there's 3 of these legs. Now the legs are adjustable, and there are, I don't know if you can see it, there's little dots here. I'm assuming that's for a plunger. The first problem I see is if you don't know where the plunger is, oh, and there it is right there. If you don't know where that is, when you slide this tube down, let's say I spin that tube, I have no idea where that plunger is to line up to the hole. So I would think, let's loosen that up first, that I would look at this, find the hole, and then line that plunger up with it so that when I slide this down, I can see the plunger pop into that little hole. You press it to extend it even more. Again, see, I've done it. That can't be good. I have no idea where that little plunger is. But the leg, it doesn't fall out. So what I'm gonna do is push it all the way back to the top, find that little plunger. So this would be my first negative. That's not good, because I'm gonna have to do this 2 more times. Push that plunger down. Okay, so there it is. There's the leg. It's sturdy. Tighten this hand crank down, and the leg is totally sturdy. Now, also, when I pulled it all the way through, it didn't come out. And one thing I noticed was on the end, hopefully I'm not going to screw this one up, but if I push it through the other end to where that plunger comes out at the top, I don't know if you can see that, but you'll see it's flanged at the top here. It comes out, so that I'm guessing if I do exactly what I did before and I pull this all the way through. Oh man, I got lucky. The leg's not gonna come out. But again, let's tighten this leg. That one was actually quite easy. I hit the plunger mark relatively quickly. Let's do this last leg. Again, plunger's lined up. Unscrew this screw. Pull it straight down. There it is, plunger lined up easy. So that's what I would do is when you put this away, just line this plunger up so that if you pull it straight down, it's gonna hit these holes. Let's hope that I line the plunger up. There it is. We tighten this up. And of course it's adjustable so that if you're gonna do this on a table, let's say you're gonna do it on a tabletop, oh, see, I missed it again. There it is. So you can shorten it up. Now, granted, I don't have a table quite that high, but if you're doing it, you know, sitting down or something like that. So we tighten this up. Set this to the side. Let's flip this over and see what I bought. It's got a big heavy-duty zipper on it. And this is the way it comes packaged. So let's go over what's in the package. So what this comes with is a lid. It's a dome lid. It says Tembo Tusk. The handle is here. So you're gonna need tools to put this together. Flathead screwdriver, I'm gonna have to get to put that together. This is a steaming tray, or it's also, if you're gonna be cooking, I understand that you can cook like biscuits, almost like baking on this. So you don't want to put things on the grill itself. I saw a lot of people cover this with tin foil and then bake cinnamon rolls or muffins or something like that. So that's in there. Yeah, and then you put your dome. So you put your muffins on here and then you put your dome on it. This is the Scout stove, gas stove. It looks, I don't know if it comes with the butane or not. That's butane. As aside from what we're going to use, I'm hoping is propane. I do have some of these for my jet boil, but I don't know how much fuel they'll have for this. Okay, so there's some instructions that I'll probably read. I'm an instruction reader. Oh, that's kind of neat. It comes in a little case. The 8911 gas stove from Kovea. Never heard of them. Okay, so that must be it. And it's got outdoor only. It's got some do this, don't do that kind of things. So that's kind of neat. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that off of there, but that's the gas stove. Inside, this is gonna be the, I wish it wasn't taped. This is going to be the propane hose to go from tank, so big, you know, 5, 20 gallon tank, your typical tanks. But that end will definitely not screw in there So there is. Here is, let me put this knife away before I stab myself. Another bag of goodies. Inside of here, instructions. What is a Skottle? How to use a Skottle. Care and feeding of a Tembo Tusk Skottle. I'm sure that has to do with seasoning. Instructions on how to put the burner on, but your black and white pictures, probably just get this off the web anyway so you can see it in color. It doesn't look like rocket science. Oh, and then propane gas adapter. So I am guessing that this holds the stove. This adapter, I'm guessing, it's going to go here. That's exactly what it does. It goes right there. Hopefully. I'll have to spend more than 10 seconds on it, but that I would almost guarantee is going to go on there so that you could then plug propane tanks into it. We'll do that in just a second. And then in here we have Extreme Gear, a card to sell me more gear, and the eye bolts. So I'm guessing 3 are for the legs, and 2 are going to be to hold this in. I think I saw that in one of these pictures. But anyway, let me get a screwdriver to put that lid together. Oh, you know what? I should probably show you the grill itself. Oh, more instructions. Oh, wind deflector. That's what this is. And there are more instructions here. I don't know what that's for, but we'll figure it out. And then this is the, oh, that's loud, Skottle itself. It looks pre-seasoned. I would still wash it. Even with my Blackstone came pre-seasoned, my cast iron skillets that come pre-seasoned, I wash them with like Dawn Power Wash, and then I'll oil them and season them up again. I'll probably season this one 2 or 3 times. We'll do that on burning cereal. We'll show you how to season this up. And then this is a table. This is the table. So I'm guessing you put one of the legs. This is going to go through one of the legs. This way. Yep. And it sits like that. Hopefully it's going to sit level. We'll see in a moment, won't we? Let me get some tools and kind of get this started. We'll build it together, but let me get some tools and get some of this stuff together. All right, so here is everything. The legs, the lid, the table, the adapter, the stove, the steaming grate. This is our other hose that we have, the wind blocker, the Skottle itself, and some extra tools. So I'm gonna now put this thing together as best I can. So I'm gonna take this lid and put it here so we can kind of see. So I've already put in a couple of these eyelets. These are obviously to hold the legs in. So let me find that last one. Again, this is really simple. It's not rocket science. You just put it in there, screw it in. Of course, this one's going to be a little bit harder than the others. The other two are really easily went in. And then you just look until it makes its way to the inside, and then I'm going to back it off to make sure I get a leg in there. These two, I put the little nuts on there, and I know what these are for. These are to hold the stove in. So what you're going to do is, first things first, you're going to take this wind deflector, and I know this sounds counterproductive. When you put the wind deflector in, first of all, you want to make sure that you have an open path this way. So when it goes in, all the open area is right here. When you do have this all set up and you're out camping, if wind comes towards you, you want the wind to come in this direction. You don't want the wind to be coming from the backside and theoretically being blocked on this side. There is just something in physics with the air coming this way. It's gonna create a high pressure zone right here, and your flame should be fine. Should be. I'm not a weatherman, but that is true. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our stove. The other cool thing about this stove, there's little holes in the bottom, so in case you get any water or gunk or anything in there, it'll drain out. So we're going to take this. This is the igniter. I did take the instructions off. So far, this was the hardest thing, was getting this little wheel off of this little arm. So again, we're going to put this in here about in the middle. You're going to take this stove holder device apparatus. You're going to open it up the wind deflector a little bit because this fits inside. There are two threaded areas on the, see you later, the Skottle base right there. So again, we're going to open this up to get this to fit on. Put our stove back in there. And we are going to open that up. And that's where these come in. So we're going to take these little eyelets and we're going to thread them in right here. Now, to save time and to keep you from having to do this all the time, you might want to put a second bolt on there or a nut. But what you can do is just wind that down and tighten it up. You're going to do the same thing on this side. And you'll also notice that it's got a little groove in here, so you can slide this thing back and forth. You kind of want to have that stove centered inside the middle of the pan. So we're going to screw this down a little bit. Finger tight. This is not going to move. Now again, if you're using isobutane, you can screw it right into there. But of course, we're not. We're going to be using, I'm going to use a little Coleman stove. So you're going to take this, the smaller end, put it on there and just screw it in. You'll feel it. It's going to take, you're going to have to feel it with your hands and figure it out. But that's it. Now, one of two things. You can put your propane tank on it right now, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take my little Coleman, spin it. Feels like it's on. Oh, my stove moved. I didn't have my stove in tight enough. There we go. That should be good. Now we're going to take the legs, one leg at a time. Leg goes in, give it a little tighten. That one's in. That one's in. Now what you would normally do is you would take your table, logo side up, and feed this table leg through the bottom. It will just catch once you're out there utilizing it. Make sure it's in all the way. Yep, that's in all the way. Tighten that up. Now we're just going to take it out of the bag. And there it is. Okay, so that, maybe that's gonna work. I'll be honest, I'll probably never use this. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Or if I really have to use it, I'll put a C-clamp down here or something. But that's it. Now, let's see if we can get this going.
What was the hose for?
This hose, if I want to hook it up to a regular propane tank, like
Got it. A bigger one, yeah.
one of these. So I'm going to take this leg or this table off real quick, just because that's where I want to actually. There, now it's out of my way. So propane tank is on. That still looks a little wobbly to me, but I don't think it's going anywhere. There it goes. And it's on. Now, I'm going to turn it off real quick because I want to break it down. So, ooh, that got warm actually. All right, so it's cooled down a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is take the propane off. Take that off. Then I'm just going to take this whole thing, flip it upside down. We're going to go right back in the bag. Kirsten did find that it stayed on when it had a little bit of weight to it, but I don't know, it's kind of small for me anyway. So what you can do with this table, I guess even if this is a little warm, put that right under there, probably store this under there also. Legs off, legs off. Now you can leave the stove in or take it out. If you're gonna leave it in, I do recommend that you take this little plug at the end off. You can store it in one of these little bags and just leave it in here. Again, you can leave this on or take it off. I'm gonna take it off until I figure out the hot tip for the distance on getting that locked in. that off, leave that on. Put this back in its little enclosure. Maybe put the 2 screws in there, and you remove the air. This will fit in there also. Put this off to one side. You're gonna know whether you need this or not, but you can also keep that inside there. Propane tank obviously is not gonna fit in there. Lid can fit in there. I think that's everything. Zip this back up. Take our legs, loosen them, and slide them all the way in. Oh, see, I shot it out the other end. Probably want to put your thumb over this end. Tighten that down. Take our bag. One, 2. Again, we're going to send this through. Lock that down. You're off and ready. Now, in our van, I'm gonna have to find a place for this because in a B van, there's not a ton of room, especially in our van. This will probably wind up going behind the driver's seat, and then when we need it, we take it out. That's where our other 2 cooking devices are now. I think with this and learning more about this, this could be our only needed cooking device. So with that, that's what we got with our $600 Tembo Tusk. We'll do some videos. We'll let you know what we think. Hopefully it's not a big fat loser, and we love this thing. So far, I can tell that I'm really gonna like it. I love cooking on cast iron, and this you treat just like cast iron. It's like a giant wok. So we'll keep you informed. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe. Oh, it's hot as balls here. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, leave a comment down below. Would you pay 600 bucks for this? Do you think it's worth it? I don't know yet, but I like the product so far. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.